The Terrible, Horrible, Smelly Pirate. Story by Carrie, Muller, and Jacqueline Halsey. Illustrated by Eric Orchard. The Terrible, Horrible, Smelly Pirate. A long time ago, a rickety-rackety pirate ship sailed the foggy waters of Halifax Harbor. The crew consisted of a terrible, horrible, smelly pirate and a parrot named Polly with no sense of smell. Parrot Polly squawked into the pirate's ear from morning to night, "Polly want a cracker! Polly want a cracker!" It was very annoying, but the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate was so terrible, horrible, and smelly that Parrot Polly was his only friend. One day, Parrot Polly said to the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate, "A terrible, horrible, smelly pirate such as yourself should have a hidden treasure." "Shiver me timbers, you be right," hollered the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate. "Hoist the mainsail, haul up the anchor, unfurl the jibs. It's treasure we be seeking." They searched near and far, here and there, up and down, round and about, but for one whole soggy afternoon, but they didn't find a single piece of gold. The terrible, horrible, smelly pirate scratched his itchy belly. He was about to say, "I be hungry, let's go home," and Parrot Polly was about to say, "Polly want a cracker," again, when in the mist lifted the island of Big Thumbcrap came into sight. The terrible, horrible, smelly pirate put up his spyglass to his eye. "Blow me down! There be a mermaid sitting on the rocks reading a book," he cried. "She'll know where to find a hidden treasure," squawked Pirate Polly. "Happen she will," agreed the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate. When they reached the mermaid, the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate called out, "Ahoy, me hearty! A terrible, horrible, smelly pirate, and this be Parrot Polly. Know ye whereabouts any hidden treasure?" "P.U.," said the mermaid, dropping her book and holding her nose. She thought for a minute. "If you stand way over there and can answer this riddle, I'll show you where to find a chest of hidden treasure. One guess each." The terrible, horrible, smelly pirate was so excited he jumped up and down. Parrot Polly nearly fell off his shoulder. "Squawk!" "Shh!" said the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate. "If you keep squawking in my ear, I won't be able to hear the riddle." "Here's the riddle," said the mermaid. "I stand up tall, my head held high, and blink 3 times as you pass by." The terrible, horrible, smelly pirate and Parrot Polly wrinkled their brows and thought. "It's me, of course," cried the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate, standing on his tippy toes and blinking 3 times. The mermaid rolled her eyes and shook her head. Pirate and Parrot looked around. Above them, the stars blinked. Across the water, lights of Halifax blinked. Up in a tree, a sleepy owl blinked to wake himself up. "We only have one guess," fretted Parrot Polly. "Which blink shall we choose?" Suddenly, a light swept the sky. Once, twice, 3 times. "I know!" they both cried at once. "It's a lighthouse!" "Yes," said the mermaid with a chuckle. "You've solved the riddle. Meet me by the lighthouse on Dead Man's Beach at sunrise tomorrow, and I'll show you where to find a hidden treasure." Rocking in his hammock that night, the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate dreamed of a chest full of gold. Asleep on his shoulder, Parrot Polly dreamed of a chest full of crackers. The next morning, they rowed through the sea smoke to Dead Man's Beach. The mermaid pointed to an X on the sand. "Dig here," she said. The terrible, horrible, smelly pirate started digging. He got very hot and very dirty and became smellier than ever. At last he struck something hard. "There she blows!" squawked Parrot Polly. "Wahoo!" cried the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate. He threw down his spade, heaved up the treasure chest, unlatched the catch, lifted the lid, and looked inside. "Squawk!" screamed Parrot Polly. "Arr!" bellowed the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate. "It's soap!" they both shouted. "What are we supposed to do with all this soap?" asked the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate. Wash, said the mermaid matter-of-factly, and with that she poured double bubbles into a deep mist puddle in the rocks. Then she flipped her tail and swam away. Pirates don't take bubble baths, sputtered the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate. But supposing there be treasure hidden under them bubbles, squawked Parrot Polly. Arr, that be different. The terrible, horrible, smelly pirate stripped down to his terrible, horrible, smelly pirate underwear and took a running leap into the water. Splash! No treasure here, he said, but come on in, Polly. These bubbles be boatloads of fun. Parrot Polly jumped in, and they had 100 sudsy, bubbly baths, one after another. Then they gave the rickety-rackety pirate ship a bubble bath, too. The squeaky clean pirate didn't feel like acting terrible or horrible anymore. Instead, he started taking lads and lassies for swashbuckling adventure cruises around the harbor. He soon became the most popular pirate in Halifax town. He has a chest full of treasure, and he's told only Parrot Polly where it is hidden.